Hey, Dr. Brett here, psychologist, consultant, and coach. What if you're a teenager or a young adult and you have issues with your parents and you're stuffing them? In other words, you're not bringing it up and you're avoiding dealing with your parents because you don't really like them. You don't like the way they sort of communicate with you, but you're not saying anything. As a result, it's festering inside. Well, what if you were actually able to express yourself? What if you brought it up? How would your life change if you developed the habit of communicating? Communicating is a muscle, just like any other muscle. Most people go to the gym. When you're young, you're 18 years old, you're going to go to the gym and lift weights. Well, communication is a form of lifting weights. You've got to practice it to get better. Like I often say, you don't start benching 200 pounds, do you? You start with the bar, and then you go up to 55 pounds and 65 and 75, right? So it's a process. Communication is a process. Gradually, we get better over time if we practice and build the muscle of bringing things up and listening. I often talk about listening. It's really important in order to become a really good communicator, you have to become a good listener. So in other words, when you bring something up, be prepared to listen and not talk over the person, because maybe they're going to get reactive on you. So what? Let them have their say. Let them say it out. And then a great way to communicate is to actually paraphrase what they said to you. So if a parent is saying, look, you never listen to me, and then you're going to say, look, I understand that I've had a hard time listening to you in the past, but I'm dedicated now to actually becoming a better communicator, and I'd like to bring some other stuff up as well. How do you feel about that? Wow, do you think your parents would be impressed or maybe even taken back a little bit because you've learned a new habit, and it's actually a very positive habit? Things don't always go according to plan. In other words, the first time you bring something up with somebody, they might block it or get defensive. But if you have stamina and perseverance and you bring it up no matter what, eventually you're gonna find a way to get through. It's a great way to do life. It's also a great way to do business. Dr. Brett, psychologist, consultant, and coach.